Hello everyone, my name is Light, and welcome back to the lab. It's been some time since we've been here, but with the introduction of the latest Minecraft beta, I thought we would take the time to set up a tutorial for a possible frog light farm. Now, as we saw in the beta, whenever a frog swallows a baby magma cube, it will spit out a frog light. So, in order to get a steady source of magma cubes, we are going to need a magma cube spawner, which is why we're starting here in a bastion. This is actually a treasure bastion, to be more specific. That's the type of bastion that you're going to have to go looking for, where you'll find this spawner. All right. Now, this isn't going to be the easiest farm to set up, folks, when 1.19 comes out. As you can see, we're surrounded by brutes, there's magma cubes everywhere, so it's going to be, a little treacherous to get in here, take out the residents. But if you're willing to take that challenge and do all that, then the frog lights will be yours. All right, so let me get our stuff out, we'll get turned around, and we'll get going. Yeehaw! All right, folks, the materials we're going to need for this farm are as follows. We'll need at least a stack of rails, 2 stacks of powered rails, 1 hopper minecart, maybe more depending on how you want to set up your rails. I recommend at least 16 blocks of redstone, roughly 12 hoppers. Again, those numbers could change depending on how you want to set up your system. At least 1 lever. You'll need some chests. I've brought 4. You bring as many as you like. You will need some building blocks and some glass. The amount will depend on how you want to build this farm and the type of building blocks. You're going to be surrounded by blackstone, so I would probably suggest just tearing up some of the bastion, maybe using that. Or if you don't want to do that, bring along your own. You'll need at least 3 stacks of cobwebs. You can obtain these by going to any mine shaft. There are lots of them in the world, so make sure you visit a few, get as many as you need. And as well, you're going to need powdered snow, folks. Lots and lots of powdered snow. And by lots, I mean 162 buckets worth. So if I put that in terms of shulkers, you're looking at least 6 shulkers worth of powdered snow. Now, the way you can get that is you can go to any of the new mountain ranges, collect any that you find as long as you have the buckets, or you could set up a farm where you collect it in cauldrons and get it that way. Now, the egg here is to represent the frogs. You will need to bring frogs with you to the nether, which I'm sure is going to be a little tricky, but you'll all have fun figuring out how. All right, excellent. Now, these materials will also appear in the description of the video as well, or you could take the time to pause it and write down the numbers. All right, folks, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead. I'll get this in my inventory, and we'll get to building. All right, folks, the first thing that we need to do is dig. Now, we're going to need 3 blocks of space above the spawner, so 1, 2, and 3. And we're also going to need 12 blocks of space below the spawner. So you're going to have to, deal with the lava and dig down even farther. Now, the dimensions, we're going to want our standard 9x9, so make sure you come out at least 4 blocks from every side of the spawner, and then cut out the appropriate square. The big thing to remember is 3 blocks above and 12 blocks below. So go ahead, dig out your hole. I'll meet you back here when you're done. Yeehaw! All right, folks, and when it's done, the hole should look something like this. Now, the next step is going to be to fill in the area that is above the hole here and also above the spawner, remembering to go at least 3 blocks above the spawner. Now, to do that, you can use either the blocks or the glass that you would have brought. Up to you. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use glass, so go ahead, fill that area in, and I'm going to meet you on the bottom inside when everything is all said and done. See you in a bit. All right, and when everything is covered in, it should look approximately like this. Now, at this point, the next step would be to put in your collection system. In order to do that, I would recommend coming to one of the corners, digging down by at least 3 blocks, so you have these 2 blocks here, and then go ahead and hollow out that area right underneath this floor so you can add in your rail system. I'm not going to do that in this video. We've all set up rail systems before, so I'll leave that piece up to you guys. However, the next step that we're going to do is putting in the cobwebs and the powdered snow. So these layers will need to start at least 3 blocks below the spawner, so 1, 2, 3. I would probably recommend having either some scaffolding or some type of pillar material with you so you can put this in. First, we're going to start with a layer of powdered snow. So go ahead, put a block in like that, and you're going to want to fill in this entire layer. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here. All right, folks, now that we have the first layer of powdered snow in place, go ahead and put in a layer of cobwebs. So again, that's going to be a full layer right underneath that first layer of snow. So go ahead and fill this in. Then, once you have all that filled in, we're going to do another layer of powdered snow and then another layer of cobwebs. So go ahead, fill in those 3 spaces, and I'll meet you back here when everything's all said and done. Yeehaw! Alright folks, with everything in place, it should look like this. Now, the way the farm works, when the magma cubes spawn from the spawner, the ones that we're really looking for are the big guys. So, when they spawn, they're going to hit the first layer of powdered snow. As they go through there, they're going to take enough damage that it'll break them into the second set of cubes. Now, that second set of cubes will fall through the first layer of cobwebs and into the second layer of powdered snow. As they go through there, again, they will take up enough damage where they will break up into the final set of magma cubes, which is the guys we're looking for the frogs. Once they get to that state, they simply fall through the last layer of cobwebs, down onto the floor, where the frogs can eat them up. So that being said, the next step is to actually put in our frogs. So let's go ahead, we'll put down a few. And you'll notice, because we're in the nether, we actually get the white frog. Look, here comes our first set of guys, right there, to perfectly show this demonstration. They fall in, and now we can watch the frogs get on the job. Come on, fellas, do your thing. There we go. There's 1. There's 2. Now, you will also get magma cream from this farm. So the spawners spawn more than just the big guys. They also spawn the medium and the small guys. The medium guys and the small guys will die on the way through the powdered snow, leaving some magma cream to drop, and that'll just get collected by your collection system. Like I say, the guys we're looking for are the really big ones. They spawn fairly often, as you can tell by the number of little guys that we have in here right now. Yeah, so now we just need to wait for our frogs to get some appetites. They'll continue eating these guys, and as you can see, the light's disappearing, meaning they're going to get collected by the collection system. This is really easy to set up, guys. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get your cobwebs and powdered snow, but once you got that, you're good to rock and roll. All right, now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let this run for about an hour or so. When that's done, we'll come back and we'll talk about the rates. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back, folks. It's been an hour. I've sorted everything into this chest, so let's take a look and see what we got. Look at that, folks. Look at that. 1 hour. Almost a full single chest of goods. So, you know, that equates to approximately 1,700 items or so, just a little under. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, of course, if you want the different color frog lights, you will need to bring the different types of frogs to the nether. The reason we got all the pearlescent ones is because the nether itself naturally spawns the white frogs. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! So not bad, folks. Now, as long as the mechanics don't change throughout the beta, you know, this farm shouldn't change. However, if the mechanics get updated, I will be sure to put an update out for you guys as well. But on that note, that is all I have time for today. Once again, my name is Light, and thanks for stopping by.